Our first presenter is Emily Casso, animal advocate. Emily Casso is dedicated to her Southeast and District 3 community. They're here. Advocating for responsible pet ownership and supporting families with resources like spay neuter transportation. She addresses dangerous roaming dogs and helps pets during extreme weather. After learning about San Antonio's high euthanasia rates, Emily changed her approach to pet care and now teaches others, working with residents and ACS to provide education and support for animal welfare. Emily Casso. Jump in, what we got?
Thank you. Okay, hey everybody. I just want to say it's our civil duty to spay and neuter. So let's start. If I had $1 for every time I get asked how many pets do you have, I'd be able to spay every dog in the city. Sometimes I don't even know why I have so many dogs. I ask myself the same question. I never imagined I'd be an animal advocate, but after realizing what was happening in our city, there was no way I would just look away. My parents didn't teach me a damn thing about being a responsible dog owner. This is Cookie. Never saw a vet, no vaccines, not spayed. There was a lot of love, but also a lot of ignorance. After 3 years of owning Cookie, she ended up at ACS, and I never saw her again. She didn't deserve the life I gave her. She deserves so much better. In 2011, I had my own apartment, and my next door neighbor, a backyard breeder, offered me a dirty, dying puppy. I said sure. He was so busted looking, I named him Buster. My friend helped me get him fixed and vaccinated for free, and that's when I learned that there was such a thing. I began taking him to the vet regularly, and 14 years later, he's still with me. In 2016, I saw these pictures. All these dogs were being euthanized for space. I instantly thought of Cookie and all the other dogs that I had that ended up at ACS. I wasted no time to get involved, and that evening, Bree and I were already transporting a dog out of there, giving it its freedom ride. My husband, Renee, who never owned a dog except my dog, Buster, insisted that I start a new hobby. A hobby? This isn't even a hobby. So I convinced him to jump on a van filled with 20 to 30 dogs, and we transported them across the country to their forever homes. During COVID and for 2 years of that, we transported 700 dogs out of Texas. Still feeling like we needed to do more, we began to foster. We had kennels built, and but I felt like I was putting all this stress on my family, and sooner than later, we were mentally and physically exhausted. There was just so much to keep up. My mentality was to save them all, and that's what I was trying to do. We even started our own little pack of dogs and cats. We started adopting these animals: Frankie, Belle, Bernie, Mariana, and Alejandra. They all came from the streets except for Bernie, who was tagged by ACS rescue partner Charlie's Legacy on his last day to be euthanized. But even with all that, outside of our home, we still had the same problem. Living in the hood, we always had dogs roaming. As if everything else I was doing wasn't enough, I had the bright idea to start a feeding route. So every day, twice a day, rain or shine, I fed all these dogs. There was just everywhere. Most of them didn't make it out. Most of them made it out of Texas, but most of them did end up at ACS. Then Bernie and I were attacked by this German Shepherd. I made a report to 311 and was told it would be investigated. I was so pissed. I wanted this dog to be picked up. So I went around to find its owners, and I asked them, why don't you walk it? Why isn't it fixed? They didn't even know that the city offered free services. I switched it up and decided to help owners. I started going to advisory board meetings, neighborhood meetings, emailed my councilwoman, voicing my concern about this problem that I was so sure she didn't know about, and I couldn't get a meeting to save my life. As if transporting, fostering, feeding routes, my day job, family life, I still had to figure out a way to make this meeting with this councilwoman. It was ridiculous. Being an advocate takes a toll. I was not only physically and mentally tired, but I was also financially struggling to support what I was doing with my community. So I started making dog collars and bandanas. It paid for the food, and it paid for the gas for the dogs that needed to get the help they need. In case you didn't notice, little Pitty in the middle, that's Jasmine. She also was added to our pack. My group of support involved my rescue community, my friends, my family. They came together with dog food, dog beds, igloos, and we raised money to help owners pay for the vet visits that they couldn't afford. Months went by and I still couldn't get a meeting with my councilwoman. I had enough. So I decided to do the ultimate thing and publicly call her out. I started making videos and I started using social media as a way to get her attention. And I sure did get her attention. And by October 2023, she decided to help us and she did not disappoint. We started the ambassador program that helps residents in District 3 and District 2 get their animals fixed, vaccinated, and includes transport to and from the clinic. All of this is a part of a great program to support our residents in our districts. Owners have even cried sometimes at pickup because they're so relieved that they have help. So I also had to get a whole team of people to continue doing what I was doing to help me because it was not easy putting this whole thing together. I just went around asking people, hey, do you want to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and help strangers get their dogs fixed? I can't pay you and I can't feed you and you can't be late. I now have a team of 5 volunteers that help me monthly. In May of 2024, the clinic we use announced their top zip code serviced, and guess when was the top one? That was right, that was my zip code, 78223. In all the chaos that was happening, I decided to add another animal, which was Abby. She was a little calico that was a little feisty, but she taught me that even when people were mean, I cannot respond in a negative way. After so many board meetings and after all these that we were doing, I was finally able to walk my dogs and walk through my neighborhood safely. I love my dogs and they're part of my family and they make me so happy. So I wanted everyone to be able to do the same. 10 years ago, I was dealing with my own demons and I was going down a dark path. But it took just one picture for me to see online that changed my ways. Once I changed my ways, I started doing things for my community and for myself. I'm hopeful that any of the pictures I shared with you today will lead you to help a dog or a cat in our city or even in your own neighborhood. Last month, we lost our Abby. She had pancreatic cancer. It had spread all over her body before I even realized what was going on. PechaKucha fans, I challenge you to adopt and not shop, to foster even if it's just for a couple of days, or to volunteer with ACS or local rescues and provide the support that you need, and there's also resources that can help you become successful. These are all my dogs and cats now. There's a total of 10, just to answer the question of how many I have. They all came from the streets and they were all once owned and thrown out like trash. But now they live forever with us.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your story. You're such a great example of getting into your community and being an actual change maker. So thank you for the work that you do. Tell me your biggest challenge, your biggest win.
My biggest win would definitely be a dog named Kane who came to me with a broken leg, and its owner said that he had gotten into a dog fight, but it actually had gotten attacked, and the dog's leg skin was like dying, so it had to be amputated. But thanks to a rescue, Charlie's Legacy, he now got adopted and he lives somewhere up north.
Awesome. Okay, my next question is a San Antonio question. What is your favorite Sunken Garden Theater moment?
It was I've never been here before today. But
Oh, okay.
I think my favorite moment was just when I was coming over here for practice. I didn't know that the entrance that I went in through was going to lead me all the way over there. And I ended up on the other side and I had to reverse all the way back out.
Well,
That's awesome.
now the next time someone asks you that question, you get to share your PechaKucha moment. So congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.